The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual guests. What's going on, my Ghost Mafia out there? Welcome to the Armed Citizen Podcast Live. This is episode number 365. 365. Wow. Who would have thunk, right? Who would have thunk? We are live as always on YouTube, streaming to over 150 countries worldwide. We're also simulcasting over to X, or the artist formerly known as Twitter. If you're out there in the live chat, go ahead and say something. We don't know that you're out there. If you are watching this in replay or listening in podcast form, welcome to the dark side. Utilize the comment section below. Ask us any questions. Tell us how ugly we are, how bad this is. It's all good information. Good enough. But we also invite you to join us every Tuesday at 7 Central over on our YouTube channel for the live recording. We do have a studio audience, if you will. The live chat's always out here. We got a lot of great people in the Mafia. If you're into guns and you don't know a lot of people, come check out the live stream and hang out with the crew out there and meet some cool people. If you want to text into the show, yes, you can text into the show. Utilize the Ghost Tactical Hotline presented by our good friends over at Wilder Tactical. That number is 530-364-4678, scrolling down below. And go check out our good friends over at Wilder Tactical. You guys know that, in my opinion, just my opinion, they make the best war belt / duty belt, whatever, out there on the market. I'll put my stamp of approval on that anytime. But they also make all sorts of accessories, whether it's mag pouches or first aid kits or anything like that. All the tactical gear that you want. If you're a gear junkie like I am, then go check out our friends over at Wilder Tactical and tell them Ghost sent you. If you're a veteran, really anybody, but especially if you're a veteran and you're in that hole, you're in the darkness and you're looking for that light, call me, text me, email me 24/7. I cannot give you medical advice, but I might be able to walk you through some stuff, talk you through some stuff. More importantly, I can be an ear for you. I can listen to whatever you need to get off your chest. If you are looking to get towards some medical attention, remember two things, guys. One, you're not alone in this world. You got a lot of brothers out here that are willing and able to help you fight in any way possible. And two, the world is a much better place with you in it. So please utilize the Veteran Crisis Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. Once again, 1-800-273-8255, or you can text TALK to 741-741. There's a great line. You guys might be familiar with. What's up, Lance? What's up, homie? Haven't seen you in a while. ESPN, and if you guys know who Stuart Scott is, Stuart Scott died of cancer a few years back, and he did a report, a speech one time, and was basically saying that when you're tired and you fought all you can and you just don't think you can fight anymore, that's when you tag in and let someone else fight for you. And there's a lot of people out here that are willing to fight for you and with you, side by side, hand in hand. And if you ever feel like you're alone, you're not. You're 100% not alone out there. So utilize myself, any of these other fabulous people. I know Kyle's we'll bring Kyle in here, but I know Kyle's one of those that takes this stuff very seriously. Pretty much any veteran out there, anyone with a heart, really, let's just be honest. You don't have to be a veteran to be able to appreciate the darkness. We've all been in darkness in our lives, but it is what it is. Get some help. If you don't get it with me, then get it with somebody, right? We are spotlighting, as always, the United States Marine Corps. If you have any questions on what it takes to earn the title of United States Marine, see the website marines.com. And as always, we are proud members of the Firearms Radio Network and the Self-Defense Radio Network. Go check out all your favorite pro gun, pro 2A podcasts over at firearmsradio.net and selfdefenseradio.net. Let's get this off of my beautiful mug and say hello to the merry band of morons this week. Oh, there, look at that sexy face. Speaking of sexy faces that only a mother could love, from Anderson Manufacturing, our brother in arms. What's up, Kyle? How you doing, brother?
Another beautiful day in Kentucky. How you doing, Ghost?
You know, today was a spectacular day. I had myself one of the best days I've had in a long time for a lot of different reasons. But yeah, today was a very good day. We got a couple guns come in. Had a great meeting this morning. Life is good. We're talking about some guns here and all that. But what's going on? I know you've been burning the candle at both ends lately.
Yeah, buddy. Just building some rifles, man. That's about all I got going on. So, but yeah.
I know you guys have, you've not only are you trying to get caught up in orders and all of that stuff, but you got SHOT coming up, and it's not like you already weren't busy, but you guys, I guess it's a good thing when you guys are so damn busy that all hands on. He doesn't see. Gingers don't have souls. He's not. Yeah, there you go. When you guys have to start pulling people to assemble rifles, that's probably a good thing, right?
Yeah, man, definitely a good problem, and you won't hear me complain about it. It's a little bit longer hours and all that, but man, I love it. I absolutely enjoy it.
What's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody? Chicago Mike in the hizzy. G-Web's in the house. What's up, homie? Hope to see everybody coming up in a couple months.
Yes. You got to get the whole gang together again.
Got to get the band back together. Yes, sir. From the weirdest state in the union, the only state that has 4 letters and takes 2 smart people to spell it out, from the 740. What's up, Chris? How you doing, man?
Good, man. Definitely been a great day.
Yeah, I know that you got a couple Pez dispensers in today as well.
Yeah, had 3 come in today. Now I'm just itching to get to the
ring. Now you're on a list, man. You can't have 3 guns in one day. Isn't that like against some federal crazy law?
Yeah.
I miss you guys. Well, you've got a link, dude. If you miss us that much, jump in. But yeah, no, I know you've been busy with all the YouTube stuff, but you've also got work and you're starting another business up. I mean, man, you're still not burning the candle at both ends. Everything good with you?
Yeah, I've been doing great. I kind of went through a funk there where I just wasn't in the mood to record. And then I got out this weekend and I recorded all weekend long. It got a lot of stuff done.
You remembered why you liked doing it, huh?
Yeah. So I took that AK that I got that was that was in that fire and got water damaged. We got that all stripped down over the weekend, got all the surface rust off, and all the parts are out of paint now. And so now Thursday, all the furniture and everything's supposed to be here for it. So I'm excited to get it back together too. So it's been a good,
you haven't shot it
good
yet,
productive week.
Did you shoot it, or you're just waiting to get the furniture in?
Yeah, I did. I took it out Friday and shot it,
just
to make sure it was still operational. Yeah, it ran great.
Okay, that's all that matters at this point, right?
Yep. Yeah, I didn't want to put a bunch of money into it until I knew it was gonna fire. So
that just makes sense.
Great in it.
Yeah. Some of us wouldn't make that decision. They're like, let's just go ahead and spend the money. It'll work, right? It'll work. Yeah, been down that road before. Standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona, such a fine sight to see. It's a Ginger, my lord, and a flatbed Ford. From the Gun Owners of America and Fully Loaded Reviews, we have John, the Ginger Soulless Bastard. I try to do my Mike Tyson walk-up interview for you. What's up, bro?
What's up? Well, that was better than the actual fight, so
don't get me started.
I don't want to talk about it either. Not much. I got 3 new Pew Pence dispensers today or yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. Kyle, Kyle, you You went through 800 today. Don't give me that crap.
Yeah. No, got a cool conversation with our friend Kat, and I got a monolith here, and I got a grand
Interested to see
power.
what you think about that.
Oh, I'm excited for that. It's sitting here.
Yeah.
Just mounted a Gideon. Hung out with Jordan last week from Gideon and came home with some optics. So that's why I wasn't on the show. I was filming State of the Second last week.
That's some next level name dropping there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. Well, I am the master of plugs. You know that.
That's what she said. But yeah,
wow, now I got the monolith, and then I got the Grand Power Mark 23 micro. I don't know. It's got letters and numbers. It's their concealed carry.
The Grand Power that I have is the full size Excalibur, which is a pretty badass gun. But I know what you're talking about.
I got it sitting right here. It's the P1S Mark 23. It's pretty dope gun. And then I picked Cameron from PSA sent me over a micro dagger to try out. So I'm pretty excited.
I heard you like micro daggers. You know.
Yeah, you gotta shoot what you like, and or all the above. I am speechless. I don't know how to respond to that with this.
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to.
Just like the Jake Paul fight, this is slowly going downhill.
Yeah, it never went uphill.
Well, I mean, Tyson looked good for the first two rounds.
The first two rounds, and I think he realized I'm going to hurt this guy, which I'm not supposed to do. So it is.
Oh yeah. The punch that actually landed, you could tell it wasn't. It was a full power punch from Tyson.
It was. I think that he realized.
Yeah. He made more money going all 8 rounds than he did.
They're paying me $20 million to not kill this guy. So
I don't know what was worse, the first fight or the Tyson fight. The first fight was pretty bad.
The first fight was terrible, but then you had the Barrios Ramos fight, which I thought was a fantastic fight. The Serrano Taylor fight, obviously one of the best fights I've ever seen, like ever. It was a great fight. But I was pulling for Taylor. But Serrano should have won that fight.
Serrano won the fight.
Yeah. But great fight. Like, fantastic fight. Clover and I went down a rabbit hole in the Ghost and Clover podcast about this over the weekend. So go check out that one. We have our own thoughts on what happened. And Clover can talk about that if he wants to as well. But yeah.
And then on other news, let's go GOA news real quick.
It's been a big week.
Ton of announcements. We're super excited for all the cabinet picks. I don't think there's a bad one yet that we haven't been excited for. So we're super excited for that. We also have if you haven't gotten one, get yourself that Canic from Classic. And then we had some news today that I was just on, Chris hopped in. I was just on with Clint before this talking about it. The Beretta has been banned from importing the 1301 tactical. So yeah, that's breaking news. Yes. In the 7-round configuration, they're 922R is what they're claiming. I've texted sources not within Beretta. We've talked to people within Beretta. I've texted sources outside of Beretta, specifically our friend Chase and other importers, to figure out what is going on. Is this a import thing across the board? Is this going to affect all shotguns? Chase was busy today. I haven't heard back from Adam Finger.
Yeah, he's gonna Chase is at dinner right now. He had a meeting offsite, but he's gonna jump in when he can. So he'll be here a little bit later.
Yeah, I'd like to get his input on what happened with that. It sounds kind of fishy that they're banning the 7 tube for not being 922R compliance. Strictly
just a 7-round tube.
Just a 7-round one, stating that it's not 922R compliant and that it's not for sporting purposes. So I'm going to see how this goes, because it could send a ripple effect across the imported shotgun world, which would affect Benelli, Beretta, EAA, SDS, all of them. So,
Clove, you're kind of in that shotgun world. Before we actually go officially into your thing, have you heard anything about this?
I haven't, but one thing I'm curious about, I wonder, is that shotgun on those tubes when those come in, somebody out there in the chat may know, are they plugged?
my understanding, and this is my whole understanding of what is going down. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me as gospel. The tubes are being
We
shipped.
never do that.
Good. The tubes are being shipped with the gun and then being installed in the States. So it has something to do with the tube.
Oh wow. Okay, so the tube's installed here, but the tube is
But
okay.
the tubes
You
was
said
making it
okay.
non-compliant.
Back up a minute. So the tubes are shipped with the shotgun, but they're installed here, or are the tubes made here?
From my understanding, that the tubes are shipped here.
Ah,
Okay, so
That could
made
be
here.
the issue.
just on the
so
surface.
there might not be X amount of things that have to be made in
Just-
America, and there might be under that number.
Just on the surface, real quickly, from you saying that, and
Yeah.
again, nobody's holding you to anything, and hopefully me
Yeah.
either. That does sound like a 922 compliance issue. If they were shipping them without a tube or with a completely different tube, and once they got here, putting an American-made tube on it, there shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, because doesn't 922R have something to do
The number
with
of foreign
X
parts.
amount of things that have to be made in America that go onto that gun, right?
Yes, right.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to have X number of American parts.
Yeah,
And
and
maybe
that's
maybe they don't have enough, and from some reason they had enough in the other models, but not the 7-round model. I don't know.
And that's the weird part about this whole thing is that they banned the importation of the 7-round model and to ban the sale of the 7-round model in the States for the time being. So that's what makes me weird on this whole thing is why are you banning just the 7, not the 5? And I was guessing it was 922, but from my understanding is that they've got the number of parts they need to meet 922. So it's very confusing. Again, this is as of 3 o'clock Mountain Standard or 2 o'clock Mountain Standard Time today. So this is when I got informed about it. There was a post by James Reeves, then we got in contact with Beretta. That is my understanding. We haven't heard much other than that there is a ban of the importation and that they will be still selling the 5-round version. So there's not much in between there.
Well, maybe when Chase jumps on, there might be something they've had to go through with some of their shotguns that he might be able to fill in some of the blanks there. I don't know. Interesting, though. That is interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting because if it's it's interesting. I'm not going to dive too deep into it because I don't want to speculate because I don't know.
No, absolutely.
But
no,
it's just weird that they're attacking this specific model. So there has to be something, unless it's a trickle down effect. And I haven't heard anything else from any other importer yet. So as soon as I hear more from other importers saying, they banned this, banned that, then we know that they're going after something in the last what are we in the last 100 days of this presidency?
Well, they've already said they were going to make things as difficult as possible. So
so
shocker.
Yeah. Well, that sexy voice that you hear, that is a live shot. That Clover is a leprechaun, so he doesn't have a face. He is basically a Clover and a buck mark. That's his real identity. He identifies as a buck mark. Is that right?
This is true.
Yeah. So from the great state of Texas, the gatekeeper of Texas pride, the one, the only, the tactical virus. I mean, Leprechaun himself. What's up, Clove?
Hey. To address Chicago Mike, that's claiming this will definitely affect the competition. Competition people typically will run aftermarket more than 7-round tubes anyway. So no, it won't affect,
I didn't see that. The 3-gun company. Yeah. They're not running anything off.
I see it affecting the LARPers probably more than anything. That's tough to say. But look at Kyle says, "Yep."
Nothing wrong with that, right?
So on the whole Tyson thing, rather than me going into my huge conspiracy theory thing, I'm going to direct you to the Ghost and Clover channel once you're done.
We went down that rabbit hole last night,
and partake of that because it is extremely detailed, and I lay out my case, and I'm not going to take up time and do it here.
I will say this, Clove. I will say this. I'm never going to admit that you're ever going to change my mind about anything because that will never happen publicly.
It's a solid theory, though, right?
it's a solid theory, and it does make you go,
Yeah.
So
I was feeling a little bad. I gotta say, I was hearing people here talk about the 3 guns they got in, and all this, and I only have 2. And then I realized
I'm only got 2 of them. Damn it.
And then I realized, but I got a 10-shot repeating crossbow. So
I don't even know what the hell that is. It sounds pretty badass. I mean, is that something that's normal? But like, I mean, a 10-round repeating crossbow just sounds badass.
Yeah.
Chloe,
right.
Was that the thing at TriggerCon?
Yeah, Steambow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool. It's real cool.
Yeah. Yep.
So you're gonna get your inner Chewbacca.
I had, well, they already have sent me, and I haven't done a YouTube video on it, on them yet, but they sent me the 6-round pistol. This is their 10-round tactical version. So, yeah.
Clover going tactical, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Before we get going with the polls, I do want to. We're going to talk about this several times tonight. Our buddy Obnoxious One, you guys know Obnoxious over there. He's doing another fundraiser this year. He's done the last year, maybe even a couple years, for Toys for Tots, and that's a Marine Corps thing. So I'm all behind that as well. But what they do is he goes, and all the money that's raised, I'm going to put his PayPal out there, asking you guys to donate to his PayPal for this. I'm going to go ahead and put that email that's his PayPal up there. Obnoxious.
By the way, do not put anything ominous or anything like that into any notes on that. Being PayPal, by the way.
Oh yeah.
He'll know what it's for.
Yeah, he'll know what it's for. Donate what you can, but what they've been doing over the last couple of years is buying cool things like Nerf guns and water guns and stuff for the kids, but toy gun adjacent toys, right? Buying as many Nerf guns and water guns and cool stuff like that for the kids. So we're asking you guys, please donate what you can, and we'll talk about it a couple different times throughout the next couple of weeks. But PayPal, and it's obnoxious1live@gmail.com. obnxs1live@gmail.com is his PayPal. And Snob says yes, but you can, however, send any kind of inappropriate pictures to that same email. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we encourage strange memes and inappropriate pictures to be sent.
Complaints.
He is our complaint department. He has taken over from Yankee as being our complaint department. So all complaints about this channel and the show need to go to that same email as well. I will put the email in the description below. If you're watching this in replay or listen to podcasts, you'll have that as well. But yeah, this is a great thing. Obviously, Toys for Tots is near and dear to Kyle and I's hearts. It's a Marine Corps thing forever. But I think what they're doing with this kind of cool is they're going to go buy as many, firearm adjacent kind of cool cap guns and Nerf guns and all that for kids. And so please help out Obi as much as you can. I'll be making him a donation myself. But yeah, we're trying to raise $2,000 or $3,000 this year to really kind of get some really cool gifts for the kids this year for Christmas. So if you can help out in any way, please do. We'll talk about that again here in a little bit. Snob says last year we had a little over 1,000 raised, hoping to double it this year. Yeah. So let's just get out there and try to help as much as we can. $1 here, $1 there. It all helps, right? Faux show. All right. You guys know that every Thursday, Saturday, and Monday over on our YouTube community tab, we have the pony polls. We have a little fun with this. Go check out our friends over Anderson Manufacturing. And let's take a look at this week's polls. This first one went out yesterday. It's got a little over 600 votes. It's that time of year we start talking food and Thanksgiving and all that. I went with 2 classics, right? You can choose one of them: green bean casserole or hash brown casserole. Kyle, let's start with you. Green bean casserole or hash brown? Now, Ginger's looking like he's never heard of either one of them, so I don't know.
Hit me with the hash brown casserole, my friend.
Oh,
And I think that's going to take it by a landslide. I think.
I love both of them.
Me too.
I had never had that hash brown casserole till maybe like 10, 15 years ago. We went to have Thanksgiving at my grandma's house, and being that she was 80 something years old, we let her choose. She wanted to go to, sounds crazy, but she wanted to go to Cracker Barrel for Thanksgiving. Makes sense. Good food. Don't have to clean anything up. So we went, and this hash brown casserole was included. I was like, what? Where has this been my whole life? So now we do both green bean casserole and hash brown casserole as a staple in our Thanksgiving now, but you're going hash brown. All right, Chris, green bean casserole and I do want to hear out in the chat. What do you guys think? And leave a comment if you're watching this replay. Hash brown casserole or green bean casserole? Chris, what do you say?
Well, I hate green bean casserole.
Okay.
I hate green beans, and my grandma made that my entire. But I've never had hash brown casserole, so you got to fill me in on what this is.
It's imagine hash browns with basically, this is how we make it, right? Hash browns with cornflakes on top of it for some texture and a bunch of freaking cheese. Put it in the oven and bake it, and it's just unbelievable.
We throw some bacon in there.
You can add whatever you want in there, but that's the base of it is hash browns, cornflakes, and cheese. Add whatever you want to it. Onions, mushroom, I don't know, whatever you want, bacon, turkey, ham, whatever. But that's the base of it is the hash browns, basically cornflakes and as much cheese as you can possibly find.
All right, you sold me. I'm going hash brown casserole.
It's a little bit of heaven. Like I said, I love green bean casserole. I'm not a huge green bean guy, but I love me some green bean casserole. But yeah, hash brown is. I never want to give credit to Chicago Mike because I don't like doing that because I think he's never right. But he says hash brown casserole with scrambled egg whites and grits with Louisiana hot sauce. Damn, that actually sounds pretty good. Interesting. Not that I'm giving you credit for a damn thing, Mike, but that doesn't sound terrible. Clover, what about you? Green bean casserole, hash brown casserole?
Hash brown.
Hash brown?
Yeah.
Ginger?
What Mike is describing is what I call breakfast casserole.
It sounds good to me.
That's what it is. It's amazing. But I am 100% hash brown casserole. If you don't like hash brown casserole with frosted flakes on the top and cheese and all the amazingness, you're a communist. I'm just gonna put that out there. You're a communist.
It's slap your mama good. As they say in the South, it's slap your mama good. It really is. Yeah, it doesn't sound like pleasing when you think about it. Be like, no, the cornflakes get a little texture. Oh, so good. Excuse me, goodness, over 600 votes on this one from yesterday. 69% say hash brown casserole, 69-31. Ran away with it. Kyle, you predicted that correctly. 69% say hash brown casserole. You can't go wrong with either one of them, but even I will say the hash brown casserole kind of takes it, right? It is what it is. What's up, Clove? You got something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw you unmute, so I thought you had something to say. Keeping up with the Kardashians here, if you will. The next one, 1.4 thousand votes. We're talking proteins. Now, you can say both, but if you had to choose one, which one are you going with? You going with a ham or turkey for Thanksgiving? We'll start with Chris on this one.
Oh, I'm going turkey.
I'm going turkey. I'm the only one in the family that likes turkey here, which sucks. So we have, over the years, we've kind of gone away from the turkey and we usually go ham. And in the last couple of years, we've actually even gone ham and like a rotisserie chicken. People like the chicken and all that, but I love turkey. I think that turkey sandwiches 2 days later is maybe the best thing in the world, but I'm the only one in the household and family that really likes turkey. So I guess I get outvoted, but yeah, I get you. Ham, I love me. Like we got this year, I think my daughter picked it up. It's a honey glazed spiral ham. I'm all in. I love me some ham too. Ham sandwiches, pretty damn good too. Clove, what about you? Ham or turkey, man?
It's needless turkey murder day for a reason. So gotta go turkey.
There you go. I get it. Ginger, do gingers eat ham or turkey? I don't know.
Yes, we turkey. Okay. Turkey is hands down what you have to do for Thanksgiving. It is what it is. Now, I do have a follow-up question because this was brought up to me.
Sure.
The other day. Sorry to butt in, but would you consider a rotisserie chicken a road food, a road trip snack?
No.
Yes.
When I think a road trip snack is something you can eat in your hands, I'm not picking up a whole chicken and trying to eat that. That's disgusting.
It is. So
what if you have it in a bag?
No, dude. Like that's just think about how much grease and stuff is going to be all over the place. And I'm only bringing this up because Jordan from Gideon was like, I drove down from Pennsylvania and got a rotisserie chicken. I'm like, why did you do that? He goes, oh, that's my road trip snack. Every time I go somewhere,
I don't even want to think about how disgusting that would be to watch someone eat a rotisserie chicken in a cart. That's just what is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Like so a bunch of napkins.
If you see
not
Jordan
for Neanderthals, Kyle, you know.
If you guys see Jordan, just make fun of him for his rotisserie chicken.
100% we will.
Road trip snack.
I'm going to praise him for it. That's a great idea.
I was like, how do you eat that? He goes, oh, I rip the leg off and then I eat it and I throw the bone out the window. I'm like, what the?
I love rotisserie chicken, but I'm not eating it in a car as a road trip item. That's just weird to me.
And you're feeding the wildlife because you're throwing the bones out the window.
No.
Dude, and that's green. Green AF.
Weston brings up a good point. Where do you find a rotisserie chicken? At a truck stop? I don't know. He was just like, I picked up a rotisserie chicken.
You can stop at a Walmart because they usually will have them. But
yeah,
I don't know. That's weird.
That's sorry. I didn't mean to derail this, but I had to bring that
on you, Jordan. If you're watching this, good on you.
I don't even want to go to Kyle at this point. Kyle, no rotisserie chicken in the car, but ham or turkey. Now, please don't tell me you take a whole damn turkey in the car for road trips also, do you?
That'd be too much. A chicken.
Oh, that's too much. Okay.
The chicken's just the right size.
Okay.
I offer a turducken here?
Turducken.
No, I gotta too. I gotta go traditional, and that for me that is turkey. And because I'm with you, Ghost, it's great on Thanksgiving, but the best is the sandwiches for like the next week.
It's better that weekend watching football and having
but that works with ham too, Kyle.
It does. No, it does. And we used to do turkey and ham, that's the best of both worlds.
They're pretty neck and neck when it comes to leftover. What you can do with it leftover for sure.
Yeah. So let me ask you
the rotisserie thing. So what if
don't give this life? Don't give this life.
I've got a curiosity though.
I bet you do.
All right,
curious.
So road trip, potty break. You go into Walmart, right? There's a rotisserie chicken. You get it. It's got the clamshell thing, right? So you got two containers once you take the clamshell off.
Juices that you're going to spill all over your car.
You're getting ahead of me here. Okay, so you've got the container. You take the top off, and you got two containers basically, right? You got two buckets.
Yep.
So what if you debone the one and put it in the other? You eliminate all the juices, and then you got a little bucket of rotisserie chicken there that you pick out of, and you don't have the whole juice problem, and you throw your bones and your scrap away before you leave the Walmart.
I don't have a problem with throwing the bones on the side of the road because there's going to be an animal out there that gets that, and you're just feeding nature.
Well, I'm just saying you don't even have that the whole grossness thing that you're even taking with you at that point.
Problem. So here's the thing. When I think road trip snacks, right, it's something easy that you grab, you just jump in the car and go. Which you just discussed is a feasible option, but now you're taking 15, 20 minutes out of your road trip to debone a rotisserie chicken. That's weird in its own. Let's just make that plain and clear.
Gary's saying his Walmart chicken comes in a Ziploc bag. That's fucked up.
Same with
They
mine.
ain't a Walmart around here that has the
No,
clamshell.
ours comes in like the clear top with the black base,
Yeah.
and
Ours has got the slider on top, and it's like a bag that comes down and like caresses.
Oh,
Well,
that
that
ain't
makes
gonna.
it
Well, that ain't gonna
that's
work for my
worse.
thing then.
Yeah, that's worse.
Well, I guess you could take it out, and that'd still be messy.
It's gonna be messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about the skin, guys.
No, I love rotisserie. It's just not a road trip food for me. I'm thinking corn dogs, chicken strips, burgers, stuff like that. You can actually hold in one hand, easily maneuver. Not something you've got to look like a freaking caveman diving into this big old rotisserie.
I could hold a rotisserie chicken like this.
But not all of us are blessed with big hands.
Right.
I have little munchkin hands.
Right. So what if you cruise through a fried chicken joint and you pick up like 4 drumsticks? Would that be road trip food?
100%. Absolutely it is. And I think Michael up there asked, what about KFC? Yeah. You
Yeah.
get a bucket of fried chicken 100% because I can pick one piece of that out, have fun and eat it and all that. I'm not having to hold a rotisserie chicken and look like I'm feeding on a carcass, you know? Good Lord.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. All right.
Listen, it bothered me too. I had to sit there and talk to the man, and he was like, before we went on, he's like, yeah, I got a rotisserie chicken for the road trip. And I was like, why? And he was like, because that's my road trip snack. I'm like, couldn't get a bag of peanuts or some Mike and Ike's or some candy.
I'd
or
rather
something.
have a foot-long Subway sandwich than a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah. But a rotisserie, but Kyle, just think about it. You're driving down the road, minding your own business. You're grabbing your rotisserie chicken. You're eating it. Hot grease falls down on your lap. You're trying to wipe it off. You get your hands all greasy.
And now your car smells like chicken grease.
Well, at this point, you have the rotisserie chicken probably sitting in the passenger seat. Your left hand is dedicated to steering functions, and your right hand is just dedicated to rotisserie chicken only. You got to give it a good shake before you leave the container, and then directly to mouth.
It's all about the shake, right?
Yeah.
Give it a good shake, and then obviously have some napkins tucked into the cup holder where you can just dip your hand after every
Once again, you're making this way too fucking difficult. This is a road trip snack, not a freaking 5-course.
Just wear an old shirt, Kyle.
Or just
there you go.
Just wear a big ass bib, you know.
Now, Kyle, think about this though. Now you got the chicken bone in your hand. And you're like, I'm gonna throw it out the window. You got to roll down the window with your right hand. So you got your knees on the steering wheel with this chicken bone in the other hand, and then you're going back and you're chucking it out the window, going across your face. And if you miss, now you got a chicken bone somewhere in the back seat that's going to sit there and smell up the place.
Go out the left side or the sunroof, even. Who cares?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, Wes says he's probably got.
drink.
Wes says he's probably got a glass casserole dish in the front seat full of hash brown casserole too.
So you
grab a handful of hash brown casserole.
So your chicken's in your right hand. You bump the sunroof with your knuckle. Your knuckle's not going to be greasy. Bump the sunroof with your knuckle, and it goes out the sunroof. Problem solved.
The car behind you is not going to like it, but who cares?
Yeah, Clover, remind me not to drive behind you when you get rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, I need to take a note down. If I ever ride with Ghost or John, don't bring the rotisserie chicken.
Oh God, no.
Not gonna happen, my friend. I mean, you can do it, but just understand that I will destroy you. Like nonstop. The ridicule's a nice thing. I will absolutely torture you for doing that.
I could see getting a rotisserie chicken, driving 2 hours, stopping at a rest stop, and sitting there and eating your rotisserie chicken outside your car at like a picnic bench. Like that's good. But like while you're driving,
nope.
And then chucking bones everywhere like a caveman. Like, come on, man. Like,
Gary says, what about getting the bag rotisserie chicken in a backpack for a snack at Shot? Snap. The Finch dad wants to know if you is lobster his motorcycle snack. So, yeah. He said, "Don't." Chicago Mike says, "Don't drive in front of a truck doing that." No, if you're throwing stuff out the window, hitting a truck behind you, that probably won't end well for you.
When I see Gary at shot, I'm just gonna turn him around, unzip his backpack, and pray there's
there better be a rotisserie chicken in there. Yep. Good Lord. Our final poll question.
Wait, we didn't get the results.
Oh,
did Chris get to do that? Did Chris get to do it?
Chris started it. I think Kyle, you finished it. He picked turkey as well. So,
okay.
The results were 74% say turkey, 74-26. So 3/4 say turkey. I have no problem with that. I kind of figured that would be the way to go. Who would have thought that the whole discussion would have been about rotisserie chicken in the front seat? Who knew?
Again, thanks, John.
Yeah, thanks, Ginger. Our last poll question, 1.4 thousand votes. Which one? Pick one, 1911 or 2011. Clove, we're going to start with you. 1911 or 2011? Yeah.
Too easy, drill sergeant. 1911, man.
Okay.
1911.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Fuck all that fancy new shit. 1911. 2 World Wars.
The 2 world. There it is. I was waiting for the 2 world wars, and it came quickly. Good Lord. Ginger, 1911 or 2011?
Unlike my flight number the other day, which was 1911. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, it won 2 world wars. I'm going 2011 on this. I'm becoming a big fan of 2011s. I really like the way they shoot.
For me personally, yeah. I respect the 1911. I've never been a huge 1911 fanboy. I respect it. I've got a couple, love them. But the 2011 design, the double stack, I'm all about that. I have a newfound appreciation for that. So I'm choosing the 2011 design. I think it's something about it just fits my eye better. You know, it's a little more tactical, feels better, capacity, all that stuff. It is what it is, but I'm going to go 2011. Kyle, what about you?
I'm going to go 1911 just because I've never fired a 2011 and I know I like 1911s.
Really?
Yeah.
We got to try to fix that somehow. That's just
we're going to fix that. We're going to fix that. 100%.
Oh
we're going to fix that. Yeah, for sure.
I'll have to sneak one into the next range day or something.
Yeah, are you going to range day Monday at shot?
I'm not. No.
I know Anderson's not, but I didn't know if you were going to be able to sneak out there or not.
No, I'm going to be manning the booth up at the supplier showcase. Yep.
Okay. Oh, I forgot about the supplier showcase. Yeah, that makes sense. We're going to figure this out, though. We're going to figure it out. Even if we've got to go that week and find us a range bay down in Vegas one night, we're going to fix that. We're going to get you to shoot at 2011 or 2311. Man. Yeah, we'll make that happen. Christopher, 1911 or 2011?
Man, I love both of these platforms, but I'm going 2011.
That's what I'm talking about. 1.4 thousand votes. We did not win, boys. 1911. It was actually closer than I thought it was. Actually, 1911 got.
Yeah, that's probably what the Germans say to this day too. But
well, that's probably true too. Yeah.
Closer than we thought it was. Yeah, sure it is. Okay.
Yeah. 58% to 42%. 1911 gets it. I figured 1911 was going to win, but I honestly thought it would be by more.
You know why it could be? It could be because of lots of people out there, state restrictions, and they can't have a 2011 anyway.
That's possible. That is possible. Sure.
Kyle, you know how you'll shoot a 2011? You just need to make the Anderson Thoroughbred 2011.
Hey, that would be sick.
Or the Clydesdale.
Ooh, the Clydesdale. No, Clydesdale's the 45 version. You're going to go bigger. Get your Thoroughbred, and then your Clydesdale is the 45 in the 1911. And see, now you got the Pony Express, you got your Thoroughbred, and then your Clydesdale. I'm just saying, Kyle, let's make this happen. New hashtag for this year. We want Thoroughbred.
Anderson Clydesdale, or Clydesdale or Thoroughbred. Jeremy and Jeff and Jen, everyone be like, what in the hell are you doing with all these hashtags, Kyle?
I mean, I don't know. We're trying to get this Pony Express out, dude. So
you never know.
Now,
was a couple months away.
I'm still waiting on that Pony Express. I was promised 2024. We're a couple months away from the end of 2024, Kyle.
I was going to say, I'm looking at my calendar right now. It says we're still in 2024.
Kyle's gonna.
I mean, how hard can it be to just build a new gun? I mean, that's like a long weekend,
like overnight. Why? What's wrong with the problem here? Come on,
Easy
guys.
Yeah, Kyle, the prints are out there. Just make one.
Clover can 3D print you something.
I can now.
Clover, we'll have to chat about this offline.
Listen, Kyle.
Get one shot out of it anyway.
Jeremy's on board. Everybody's on board. Like, where is this? Where's this Pony Express, man?
The holdup's got to be me.
It's all you, dude.
What were you going to say, Chris?
So while we're talking about the 2011s, if you guys, what do you guys think of that new Fusion firearms that's running on the Glock mags?
I think it's interesting. I'm not surprised that I am surprised that it took someone this long to run the Glock mag.
Well, I mean, Stealth Arms was already doing it with the Platypus, but now we're talking about something that's coming in a lot cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think it's. I mean, once again, you're talking about any time that you can bring something to the market that's going to be maybe a cool idea, that's not going to break the bank. I think it's a great thing because it's going to give people options, right? And that's really what ultimately it is options. The Man of War. Oh, the Anderson Man of War.
Oh, I like
the Anderson Secretariat. Oh man, that would be awesome. Yeah. Anyway,
the Secretariat's got to be like a super fancy version, though.
Or it's got to be like something that's just crazy fast. Yeah,
Or what?
That's the 38. That's the 38 super version.
There you go.
What it's really going to be is just going to be a paint job because Kyle hates me, and that's all it's going to be.
No.
You take
Don't limit that to Kyle. We all hate you. He's just managed to say it to your face.
Yeah, I mean, well,
we say it behind your back constantly.
You just said it right now to my face.
I didn't mean to do that. Funny how that happens, right? Yeah. So, Chris, what do you know more about that? The people. I mean, what are your thoughts on it since you brought it up?
I watched a bunch of videos on it last night, and it seems to run. It runs great with all the Glock mags that they were running in it. They were getting a few hiccups here and there when they were using the fun sticks with it, but
sure, yep.
Yeah, I mean, I know we can't talk prices, but like it's considerably cheaper than the.
We can talk prices right now because this isn't monetized, so you can do what you got to do.
Okay, so their base, the black model, I think is coming in at $9.99, and then the stainless is coming in at $10.99, I believe.
Okay.
So.
That's actually not that bad, all things considered. The stainless at $10.99 is kind of cool.
It's a beautiful gun too, especially the stainless.
Find it. Let me see if I can find it. The Fusion.
It's either $9.99 and $10.99 or $10.99 and $11.99.
We just can't tell people to go buy something.
Yeah.
So I'm telling everybody out there now, don't go buy something.
Don't go buy something, but I want you to. Is it Fusion? Fusion Firearms? That's not them, is it? They do triggers and stuff, don't they?
Let me look. I thought that's what it was.
Maybe it is, but the 20X11.
Yeah, it's fusionfirearms.com.
Fusion Fire. Yeah, I'm just trying to find. Is it the 20X11? Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, so there's the XP Pro in black. Okay, so it's $10.99, and the XP Pro Chrome is $11.99.
XP Pro. XP Pro. Oh, okay. Ooh, I tell you what, that Chrome. Ooh, Ooh, doggy. All right. Present, share screen. Voila. Yeah, that's pretty badass looking. I'm not gonna lie. I like that color combo, you know. That's pretty sharp right there.
Well,
What do you guys think about that?
I love it.
I like the looks of it. Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah.
What mags does the Apollo take? Does it take Glock mags or is it 2011 mags?
I think the
2011.
Apollo takes 2011 mags. Yeah. The staccato style mags. Or STI, whatever you want to call them. But yeah. Now, Chris, you said there was another one that was kind of doing Glock mags. Which one was that again? That was the Platypus?
Yeah, that's the one you
Yeah.
build yourself on
Yeah.
the website. Like you pick all your own Cerakotes and triggers and grips. And
Yeah.
this is what you get. Like with them, this is the gun. You either get this one or the black one.
That looks sharp. I'm not going to lie. That's a sharp looking gun. Brennan's out there. My son-in-law. That's weird to say my son. My son-in-law's out there. He said he's watching. You better do something because my daughter can get pissed if you were watching me. So just be careful, son. You'll be all right. All right. That's pretty cool. I kind of dig that, man. Kind of dig that. Have we gone through the room? We did. 58-42 for the 1911 win. So there you go. Let's I'm going to put this out there again. Oops. At gmail.com. I'm going to put that out there. He distracted me and fed. We're all clear. Very good. Very good. Once again, we're going to talk this again. Obnoxious One and Snob and Sarge and Gizzard Gary and all the hens that they call themselves are once again doing a Toys for Tot thing, fundraiser. And what they do is they go and buy kids toys for Christmas, but what they try to do is like buy Nerf guns or water guns or cap guns or gun adjacent toys for Christmas for kids. And if you're willing and able to, they raised over $1,000 last year. We're going to try to get them over $2,000 this year. If you guys are able, willing, $1 here, $1 there, it all helps. If you're willing to go to PayPal, and the email's out there, obnoxious1live@gmail.com is his PayPal address. Give what you can, guys. We're not asking you to put yourself in a hole, but if you can give $1, $2, or $5 or whatever, anything that you can do to help out, it's going to a great thing. They're going to get kids gifts for Christmas. The Toys for Tots program is the Marine Corps program. Obviously, it's near and dear to my heart, but I love what they're doing. They're also doing kind of gun toys type stuff, which is great. Spent over $1,000 last year on on Nerf guns and all that. That's just awesome. So if you guys are able to, once again, don't have to, but we're asking if you're able to, go to paypal.com and look up Obnoxious One Live, OBNXS1, the number 1 live @gmail.com. It will be in the description after the show's over. And if you're here live, there it is. There's your email address. So go check that out for us. We appreciate it. All right, guys. So what we're going to talk about tonight is, we were talking about this. Clover and I was talking about this earlier, and I got a couple guns to go pick up at the gun shop. One of them is, I'm looking forward to both of them, obviously, but one of them is going to be, they're both new guns from EAA, and thanks to Chase and EA to sending us all a bunch of guns to look at their new line, the X series, as they call it. But anyways, I was talking this earlier, and one of the guns that I got to go pick up is the Regard X, which is the Regard is EAA's answer and clone of the Beretta 92. Everyone knows I'm a big 92 fan, and the Beretta, the Regard has been around for a long time, but this is the X model. And I was talking with Clover earlier, and I was like, I'm really excited about this because I can't remember. It's been at least 5 or 6, maybe even more, but I can't remember the last time I got the Beretta 92 out and shot it. And I can't wait to get that out and maybe do a comparison of the 92 versus the Regard and all that. but that kind of started making me think is, and Clover and I were talking about this, we've all been, if you're in this influencer world and you're in this gun tuber world, we are fortunate enough to work with a lot of fantastic companies and get our hands on a lot of phenomenal guns. And, we spend so much time getting these new guns and playing with them and loving them, falling in love with them, doing reviews on them and shooting the hell out of them and all of that, that at least for me, you forget about the guns from 5, 6, 10, 15 years ago, whatever your old favorite guns. They kind of stay in there because you're focused on the new stuff. And I wanted to kind of talk about what are some of our favorite guns we've shot recently, but also like, let's go back and talk about some of our favorite guns that we have that, it's been a long time since I got this out. I need to get that out and all that. So let's kind of run through the room real quick. Kyle, I don't want to put you in a position being at Anderson, but obviously a lot of the Anderson stuff, but what are some of the guns that maybe you shot at some of the range days that you've enjoyed over the last couple of years? If there's anything that stands out.
The one,
obviously it's not a 2011 because
it's not a 2011. No. The one that stands out to me, which actually happened this weekend, is my eyes were opened up to this thing called the H car from Ohio Ordnance.
Oh, okay.
And
Ohio Ordnance has some badass stuff, bro. Like they got some serious stuff over there.
They sure do. And well, actually, John, I'm super jelly because I still think back to SHOT Show where you got to get a little behind the scenes range day with Ohio Ordnance.
You did. Yeah, you did.
But the H car, man, I have shot a lot of 30-06 rifles, and this thing is butter. Like the recoil is non-existent. And it's a heavy gun, but God,
man, that's a cool looking gun. That's kind of like a mixture of an AR, an AK, and a SCAR. Like it's kind of like the love child of like they had a menage a trois. I could see where that gun comes out of it,
So it's built on BAR receivers.
Is that what that is?
It's a modern day bar. Yeah.
Holy cow.
So I don't know, man. That thing was a joy, an absolute pleasure to shoot. Like I said, battle rifle envy right there. I don't know if I got the guapo to pick one up today or for the next couple of years, but man, that thing was cool. So I'm gonna have to say the H car definitely pops out to me.
Yeah.
And then I gotta pay homage to like an old school gun I have that was passed down from my grandfather, the Smith & Wesson Model 27. It's 357 Magnum revolver.
You're speaking Greek to me. I get rashes about revolvers. But I'm sure to these revolver guys down here, the Model 27 is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's blued. He had it blued and everything.
Nice.
So yeah, that thing's a joy to shoot too. But the H car, man, definitely pops out. Like that was cool to shoot.
What's up, G23? Yeah, Chris, let's go to you. What's in the last maybe a couple of years? I know you've shot a ton of stuff, but is there one or two or anything that kind of stands out that say, oh man, like that's become one of my favorite guns?
I think my favorite, going back to goals and going back to gun con, would have to be the Matador Arms Mat 9. I just love shooting that thing with the ambi controls, and that was definitely one of my favorites here this year. Pistol wise, I keep going back to that SAR 9 SOCOM. Man, I just absolutely love that pistol.
Oh, I've got the compact, but such a phenomenal gun. Phenomenal gun. Yep.
Yeah, I had a light review over the weekend, and it was just like I'm slapping it on the SAR just because I want to take it to the range and run a bunch of rounds through it.
Oh, and it's one of those guns that make you excited, right? I mean, it's a joy to shoot. It feels great in the hand. Everything about it's cool as hell. But when you have that much fun shooting it, that means a lot, right? That means a lot. It's like, man, I can't wait to get this out to the range again and shoot it. Yeah. Wes says, Kyle, Ohio ordinance has the H car on Black Friday blowout, $1,000 off. Now's your chance, homie. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Do with what you want to with that information. Chris, okay, so a lot of this, what's some of the guns, maybe one of like your, old guns that you, before getting into this YouTube and having the opportunity to shoot cool ass shit, what's some of like the favorite guns that you've had for a long time that you like, man, I it's been a long time since I shot that, but I need to get that out and shoot again. Is there something like that?
Yeah, a few weeks ago, I went to the range to film, and I took my Walther PPQ M2 with me.
Yeah,
because I hadn't shot it for so long, and
yeah,
that was the gun that made me fall in love with Walther. So, that's one I just love to get it out of the safe once in a while and just go shoot it and just turn the cameras off and run it and have some fun.
Yeah, exactly. Don't need to do any content with it. My daughter out there, what's up? She says, "What up, homie? What's up, home diggity?" The hell, both of y'all, what the hell? Y'all must be bored as shit if you're watching my stuff. So nice to see you, sweetheart. We'll see you next week for Thanksgiving. So looking forward to seeing you, babe. Big kids out there, what up, homie? It's just one of those things that PPQ is such a phenomenal gun. I've got a subcompact. I talk about that all the time. It's still one of my favorite guns, and it's. I'm not saying it's the best, but there's nothing out there that I've ever shot that's better than that stock trigger. It's just phenomenal trigger. Clove, last couple of years, you've had a chance to shoot a bunch of different stuff. Is there anything that kind of sticks out in your mind, a couple of different, 2 or 3 or whatever, that stick out and say, man, that's just become one of my favorites all of a sudden?
The only one that it's like go to it on the regular, probably because it's 22. Let's be honest, but the Strybog 22, man.
Yeah.
God, like the Strybog 22 sort of got me into the pistol brace thing. Man, it's just super fun to shoot. It's cheap, being a 22.
I get it.
A lot of perks to that one. So I don't know. I'd probably go with that one for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Sky, my daughter says, all right, back to video games. She streams video games. If you're into that stuff, go find her somewhere. She's on whatever the kids are playing. I think Twitch or whatever they do their streams on. They're pretty badass. They do that stuff. So if you like watching video gamers, go check her out. It sounds weird. Go check my daughter out, but you know what I mean. Don't check her, else I'll fucking kill you. But go check her out, playing video games. Anyways, whatever. Ginger, let's bring you in. Oh, first off, Chris, I forgot Clover. So that's some of the new stuff. You've got hundreds and hundreds of guns, so I know.
Well, I don't know who told you that.
Rumor takes it. Little
news.
birdie. It's fake news. It's it's thousands. I'm sorry, thousands of guns, not hundreds. Yeah. No. You've got so many guns that probably have sentimental and all that value, but is there one that kind of sticks out? You say, it's been 5, 6, 7, 8 years since I've really gotten this out. Is there that gun that you say, I need to get that out again? You have one of those or a couple of those?
Yeah, there's several. Especially in the shotgunning. That's one of them things that gets really tough because, in order to actually do any type of, clays or whatever, like that, I got to go to the back side, side of the pro. It's a real drawn out ordeal. It's a lot different than doing anything here, on just the 75-yard fixed range. So it's more of a production, and I'm not talking about filming, but it's a production. But so that in combination with just having the time from working on other stuff and then weather and everything else considered, it gets really hard. But there's I love my 28 gauge over and under.
Okay.
I don't get enough time with my 28 over and under. I really don't, because it's amazing.
Yeah. For me, obviously the newer guns in the last couple years. I tell you what, I keep going back. The 2311 is great. The MCP 35, the high powers are great. A couple guns that have surprised me over the last couple years that I've really fallen in love with. One is the SAR 9 SOCOM compact. I don't have the full size like Chris does. I have the compact. What a phenomenal, like everything about that gun is amazing. So I really enjoy shooting that. I tell you, excuse me, I forget what the model is. Oh, that's going to sound terrible, but it's been a while. AREX, the Delta. Okay. So a couple years ago, I had a chance to shoot a gun, and it became very quickly a favorite gun of mine. It's the AREX Delta X, which is AREX's version of the 19X, basically. And talking about everything on that gun, accuracy, trigger, and all that, the Kiger, the Kiger 9C Pro probably is my favorite of the last couple of years. And it's not because Kyle's on the show here. The 9C Pro, and I can't speak towards the 9C, but the Pro version, I have not honestly been able to find anything wrong with that gun. It's right there. It's a phenomenal gun. And that's probably, of the last few years, that's probably my favorite gun that I just love shooting because I can't find anything wrong with it. Everything feels great. It shoots great. Everything about that is phenomenal. And I'd say that whether Kyle was here or not, I think he knows that. But the 9C Pro to me is amazing. Go ahead, Clover, whoever was going to say.
I was gonna agree with you on the 9C Pro as far as handgun. It's probably the handgun I've shot the most since getting into here. I mean, being able to put rounds on 6-inch steel at 75 yards, and it'd be boring to be able to do it. That's what's fucking insane. It's like, and we're talking offhand, not from a rest. We're talking just offhand, just ding, 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 ding. It's 75 yards, and it's just not even. It's fun because it's like, I can't believe I'm doing this, you know.
Right.
But at the same time, it's not fun because you can do it every single time.
No, and I have a Gideon optic. You can't see it in my shot, but it's right here on there. And it sounds bad. I'm gonna put that Gideon optic on something else because it's not that I don't like it on the Kiger, but I don't need it on the Kiger. It sounds crazy. Like the iron sights on that Kiger to me are great. That, you know, we've got the suppressor sights, front sight. Yeah, see, I love shooting without but I'm not a dot guy, right? I'm not a dot guy on. I'm gonna put this Gideon on something else. I'm actually, you know what I'm gonna put that Gideon on. I can't wait to put it on. I'm gonna put that Gideon on the lever action on the pick rail or the lever action. That would
you haven't cool done the mass driver comp on yours either, have you?
No, I haven't. No.
Holy crap. That's pretty awesome too. Yeah, Kyle got me at where were we, Kyle, with that? I don't even remember.
Goals.
Yeah, we were at Goals when Kyle was like, "Oh, you're Kyle," and so I did some upgrade work on my Kiger, and holy smokes, dude, it's amazing.
Yeah. For me, oldies but goodies, thing that I've had for a while. Obviously, the 92. I'm gonna talk some Beretta stuff here because I'm a huge Beretta guy. It sounds crazy.
They are taking over the world out here.
They are going to take over the world because they're innovative, you know.
Except for the shotguns, apparently now.
Apparently not, yeah. So I've got the CX4 Storm carbine, but I also have the PX4 subcompact pistol, and that's a fun little gun to shoot as well. I haven't shot that in, dude, God knows how long it's been.
I was talking to Ginger, and I know he hasn't chimed in yet on this, but when I was talking with him yesterday or whatever, we got talking about the brand power stuff.
Yeah.
And which is basically a knockoff Storm with a rotating barrel and all.
Yeah.
And I've got several of those, and they're phenomenal.
Yeah. Ginger, have you chimed in on this one? Hey, I haven't, have you? No. I'll get to you in a second. And I just thought of one before the show. because if you look over Chris's left shoulder, you're going to see something on the wall that he just picked up, maybe today, I think. But the GSG, they have great MP5 clones, but they're in 22, right? And I've got the original GSG, what is it, 16 or whatever it's called, MP5 in 22 LR. And that, as far as fun to shoot, is one of my favorite guns that I've ever owned. Just having an absolute blast. Like I'm a little kid when I take that to the range, and it's just so much fun shooting that thing. So I'm going to say that that's something that I need to get. I haven't had it out in a few years. I need to get that out as well. Bloodbath says just sub first time here. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that, bro. He said the CX4 carbine is cool. It is. It's a great one. I had funny story about that one. I had a CZ Scorpion. Got this as, goodness gracious, 7, 8, 9 years ago, whatever it was, maybe more than that. I think it was before I started doing YouTube. But had a Scorpion when they first came out, and I liked it a lot. Still do. I think the Scorpion's a phenomenal weapon system. But I was approached at a guy at the gun shop, and he says, I got a guy that wants to know if you're willing to trade. And I was like, well, what does he want to trade? And he says, a Beretta CX4 and a Beretta PX4 subcompact, 2 guns. And I was like, done. So I did that. I don't regret getting rid of the Scorpion at all, because I love the CX4. I think it's great. The PX4 is a great gun, but the CX4 it was my first kind of, I guess it's kind of my first 9mm carbine. So it's kind of opened those floodgates for me. Now I'm all about those, but that was the first. So I need to get that out for sure.
The time we met, you went to a competition, you came back through, we met, had dinner at an IHOP.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had you had it that long? Whenever you?
Oh yeah, I've had it before I met you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had it before I started YouTube. Yeah, sure did. Yeah, I was coming back from like Fort Worth, I think, is where that competition was. We met at an IHOP, I think. But yeah, I had this the CX4. I think I'm pretty sure I had it before I started YouTube. So it's been a while. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I had it before YouTube. So I don't know. Because I've had that PX4 for a long time, and I got it with the CX4, so I'd have to say yes, it was before YouTube. Might be wrong about that. Might have been about the same time, but I'm pretty sure it was pre YouTube. Yeah, Ginger, bring you in. Last couple of years, kind of some of your favorite modern stuff that you have fallen in love with.
Well, the Echelon's top of the list. The Prodigy, the what is it? What's that thing called? The Bull Armory, that we just did a review on. Fell in love with that thing.
Not the Sky?
No, not the Sky. Not at all. The new GX4 Carry, kind of fell in love with that. Kind of really like
the Taurus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about that. Now, you're not the only one that's had good comments about that.
Yeah, that one's been good. I'm trying to look at what else is sitting on the table in front of me that we just recently. Oh, the Untouchable. That brought me back into the 1911s and the love for 1911. So that one, I don't know what it was about it. It's nothing super like special, but like it brought that love of 1911s back. And I really liked shooting that.
Ooh, I forgot about I forgot the Springfield Ronin 10mm 1911 that I have. That's probably the most beautiful gun that I own. Hands down, it's the most beautiful gun I own for sure.
The Stoker STR9 MC is still top of mind for micro compacts that we've shot recently. It's done fantastic. I mean, all that stuff, like modern stuff, yeah, those are the ones that really, even the surprising, like the Kiger, the original Kiger and the 9C Pro is really high up. But just like the Kiger, I had to go back and reshoot the Kiger after shooting one of the new Rock Island Glock clones and compare the two because they're both surprisingly better than Glock 19s, and the Kiger just is that much more. Like I was pleasantly like there was something about the Kiger that brought shooting a Glock 19 back to like front of mine. So, but the old stuff, if we're going old stuff that I was just like thinking about as we're talking that I haven't pulled out of safe for a while.
Yeah.
I shot the Rock Island Beretta clone, made me want to pull out my 92 again.
Yeah.
Get that shooting. Which made me want to pull out the 226 again and shoot that, which made me want to pull out the 915, the old Gen 3 Smith & Wessons, to shoot that again. I haven't shot my high power in a while, which now I'm thinking about. Like, it's been a long... That gun, when I first got it, I put like 3,000 rounds through it in 2 months.
Yeah.
And I haven't shot that for a while. There's some old, like you guys brought up the PPQ M2 is still sitting in the safe.
I actually still shoot that not frequently, but I shoot it, I'll take to the range 3 or 4 times a year. So I didn't put that on the list because I still shoot that thing.
I haven't shot
Chicago
that.
Mike says the XD Defender. I tell you what, you guys might shit on me on this and all that, but I tell you what, I have the old XD9 and I really did enjoy that gun. I still have it. I haven't shot it for years. That might be another one I want to bring out, but you can say what you want about Springfield, but the XD series wasn't a bad. I like the XD series. I have an XD9 that I really thoroughly enjoy.
And as good as it is, the BRGs that we got, which sadly they never panned out, I think are better.
If they would have, they were better. 100% they were better.
And especially, you remember the new tactical versions, and I mean they never really, they kind of floundered before they ever got those in the market, but we got to shoot those in shot.
Oh,
and
so
those
good.
were the Gen 2s or whatever they call them. Oh
so
my
good.
goodness.
God, I felt so bad. I saw them. Somebody was a distributor on LinkedIn. I saw them on LinkedIn for $140 each.
Yeah.
Per
Isn't that crazy?
pallet.
That's a steal. That's a steal. If you can find a BRG, don't scoff at it. I mean,
Get
it.
If somebody could
I talked to Ken a couple months ago briefly. I sent him a text. Hey, brother, just checking in. Haven't heard anything. Hope everything's good. He called me. We spoke for 2 or 3 minutes, and if you can find a BRG, like Clover said, if you can find a BRG, get it. It's worth it. 100%, it's worth it.
If somebody could just bring them into the country, somebody we know, if only we knew somebody who could do that.
You never know.
The other thing that I pulled out, I carry it often, but I haven't shot it lately, is my J-frame. I don't know why I haven't shot it lately.
That doesn't get me excited at all.
I know it doesn't get you excited, but like there's some like going back and thinking about one of the guns that I haven't shot lately because I have this love-hate relationship with it.
Sure. Yeah.
Where I love it, but I also hate it at the same time, is the Remington R51.
I don't even know what that is. Hold on. What is that?
That was Remington's like carry gun that they came out with. Like, it looks like a space gun.
Oh, that's the one that kind of looks like a oh my God.
The Buck Rogers gun.
Well, I was gonna say that too, but I was gonna say it kind of looks like the what's the cheap gun that everyone always shits on that I love out of Ohio?
High Point?
High Point. It kind of has a High Point-ish look to it, right? Kind of like a fronted, rounded look to it.
Yeah.
Kind of weird thing. Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I think back on that I have, like my SIG SP 2022 has been sitting in the safe.
Yeah.
And that was one of the guns I love shooting. There's a lot of like things that I love shooting that have just been sitting in the safe because the newer stuff has just driven me away from it, and I like it a lot better.
I don't know that it for me it doesn't drive me away. It's just I don't have the fucking time anymore. Like what I was telling Ghost earlier is for me, if I want to play with anything older, then what I try to do is I try to go after new models that pair well with that in a video. like, oh man, it'd be really cool to do this versus that or
Yeah,
whatever.
that gives you a reason to get
Yeah.
that old model out now. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's tough to do just go in there and pull out some old stuff and do a standalone on it. Like the video's very likely not going to do anything. It's not going to go
And it
anywhere.
might be one of those
It's
things
not
where you
benefiting anybody.
Yeah, and one of those things where you bring out, if you just want to get the 92 out, your old J frame, or you want to get one of these old guns that you just have loved over the years, that's the time that you just get out a box of ammo, no cameras, and just go to the range and shoot without even content. It's almost what you have to do, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I don't know about you guys, but I find it hard to go take, like, I'll pull out, like, if I'm, whatever I carry with, so if it's the GX4, or if it's the, God bless it, the Springfield Hellcat Pro, I go out, those are my 2 carry guns that I carry the most often. If I go out to the range, I might run a mag through it just to make sure it's doing good. But then on top of that, I'm out there filming content. I'm like, well, that's ammo I could be used for filming content. It's always this like this
ammo
weird.
Then you're ammo poor, homie.
Well, I don't.
You know. No, I get what you're saying. But for me, sometimes getting a box of 50 is worth it just to go out and run through something. Like I'll take the 92 out and throw in a box out there just to have fun. But like Clover was saying, getting the Regard X in is going to give me a reason, almost force me now to get the 92 out, which is even better because now I'm not wasting that ammo. You know, I'm using that for content. But it's kind of forcing me to go grab that gun that I haven't grabbed in 6-7 years, and I'm excited about getting the Regard, but I'm also probably equally as excited as to getting the 92 out again. That's just me. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I get you. Yeah, I get to have a little fun with the Warthog.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I carried that for probably a couple of years, so it's going to be fun to get that little thing back out.
Absolutely. Guns that we love. Let's talk about some guns, and maybe not newer guns, but I'm not saying old guns or classic guns, but just guns that aren't like brand new, right? They've come out in the last year or two. But guns that have been out for 5, 10, up to 100 years, whatever you want to call it, but that are like more than 5 years old, right? The guns that have come out, they're at least 5 years old. Now that we kind of know that these guns have gone through the tests and they've been tested and people have reviewed them and all that, and we were maybe skeptical. Are there any guns, and we're going to go through the room, but are there any guns that you guys say, okay, it's been about 5, 6, 10, 15 years now, but I've always kind of wanted this gun. Are there any guns that you guys can think of that, okay, now I want to go get this gun, not a new one, but something that's older, to say this has been on, like, not a dream list or bucket list, but saying, I almost pulled the trigger on getting one 5, 6 years ago. I want to make sure you get one. Kyle, we'll go with you first. Any gun that's 5, 6 years, 10 years old, to say, man, I've kind of always dug that gun. I'd love to get one of those.
I don't know why. The thing that keeps popping in my mind, I want a yeet cannon from High Point. And you guys are just talking about High Point. I don't own one, but I want a yeet cannon or even one of their PCCs in 10 mil. I think would be
hell yeah. Yeah, you can't go wrong there.
Nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
My yeet cannon's coming Friday.
Oh, you son of a gun! Really? You're the luckiest ginger I know, man.
That's not saying much because gingers aren't lucky in general. So,
did you watch my video drop yesterday, Kyle?
I did not. No.
Okay. I won't spoiler alert for anybody, but the High Point carbine, just something you might want to look out for.
All right. I did see scrolling through my YouTube. I just haven't had time, but I'm gonna have to check it out for sure now.
It was funny.
Kyle, I'm gonna have to introduce you to Dave because I had Dave on the podcast.
Dave doesn't live here anymore.
Yeah, he sent me.
Dave been here, man.
It's a yeet cannon and M81.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
that's got my heart.
Yeah. Dude. I'll have to introduce you to Dave at Shot or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Clove, real quick, Scott out there wants to know. I haven't picked mine up yet, but does
Yes.
the Regard does take 92 max, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Unlike
Which
the
is
Taurus.
good because I can share. What's that?
I like the Taurus. I like the PT.
The Taurus
unlike
doesn't?
the PT92. Everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It doesn't take 92?
Yeah. There's very few things that won't interchange on the Regard. So
yeah.
I won't say everything, but there's very few.
Yeah. Yeah, there might be some grips that are like a millimeter or a tenth of a millimeter.
They can be fitted.
They can be fitted.
It
Absolutely.
can be everything. But I mean, on a 92, a lot of stuff needs to be fitted anyway.
This is true. Chris, let's bring you in. Something that's, not brand new, but something that you've had your eye on for 5-10 years and say, I'd love to have one of those.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest guns that I really want to, and maybe I'll be able to get like a trade-in of some sort at some point, but I really want to go back and get a SIG P226.
So I think everyone knows that I am not a SIG guy. Not that
I'm not either,
them, but to me, one of the sexiest guns in the world, in my opinion, is the P226 Legion. There's something about that gun. The 226 I love in general. That's the only SIG that I want to go get, right? But there's something about that Legion X. I think it's the Legion X that is it's a sexy ass gun. So I agree that the 226 is something that I could be down with for sure.
That X5 from
the X5 is pretty bad too.
The one from Paris with Love. The X5. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah, for sure. It's
probably
sexy.
a lot because it was in that movie, honestly.
Well, it probably has something to do with it, but the 226 Legion in general, the 226 is the only SIG that I would ever really get excited and say, and you know what, that would probably be on my list and say one day I'd love to have one of those. The 226,
and I know it's a lot older than 5 to 10 years, but we've seen
no, it doesn't have to. I'm just saying I want it to be at least 5 years, something that's not new. So absolutely. Love that. Yeah, I agree. That's a great call. That's a great call. I was actually talking, maybe it was Clover the other day. The 226 came up in a discussion I was having with someone, and that's just something that man, that's a great gun. Clove, what about you? Anything that you sit there and say, that's something I'd really like to have one day?
There's a lot on my wish list. Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I checked a few off this year, which was cool. Does it have to be still in production?
No.
I would say a pair of Ordnance TAC 5.
There you go. Mind. Yeah.
I was able to pick up the 1445 this year, which was nice. The OG, predecessor to the 2011s, of course.
Yeah.
And the TAC 5 is just a higher end, basically a 9mm, but pretty sweet one. I don't know, honestly. I mean, that comes to mind, but I don't try to think of something else that is on the list. I mean, obviously a G19, an actual G19.
Yeah, that's something that is, and I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that is something that I just never, I still don't believe it, and I've known you for now 8 years or so, and it still boggles my mind how you could not have a G19.
I missed it, bro. Like the guns I bought, or I would have got it this year. Like I literally missed. He got that bunch of estate stuff in.
Yeah.
And
did he have a Gen 2 or Gen 3? I can't remember.
The week before there was a G19 there. So
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm sure.
Did he have what now? A Gen what?
Was it a Gen 2 or Gen 3 that he had? Do you remember?
The G19?
Yeah.
It was a Gen 3. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The best gen, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's the Black Widow version. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely what I want. But
it sounds so funny to me to hear that people say that, one of the guns I'd love to have is a Glock 19. But It is. I mean, it's something that you've wanted. It's funny to hear you say that. It's like, yeah, he doesn't have a Glock 19.
It's one of those
how does that
like,
happen?
because people want too much, and like if
No,
he got one
exactly.
in,
I
it would
get
be reasonably priced, and of course I would get it. But that's also why I got to catch it there just right. Like I missed it by a matter of days, because he's going to price it at such a fair price, it's going to go.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. I'm not paying $500, $550, $600 for a Gen 3 G19. I'm just not doing it.
No.
For a use, it ain't happening. Would I give 4? Sure, I'd give 4, but that's it. That's my limit.
Yeah.
Not 4 plus shipping, not 4 plus tax.
No,
that's
4
it.
out
That
the
is
door.
my
4.
limit. Yeah, yeah. So, and if I can't get one for that, I'll just have to fucking enjoy shooting the Kiger the rest of my life. What can I say?
Well, there's worse problems in the world to have.
Right.
But, I mean, you could probably find a police auction, get it for a couple $100 somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, you gotta have a FFL. They usually are the ones that.
But do you want to? Do you care about having a used one, or do you?
Oh, absolutely, I don't care. No.
Okay.
No, not at all. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Ginger, what about you? What's something that you'd like to say? Man, I missed out on that. I should, I can't. One day I want to get that.
Well, I picked up one of them this year, which was that Rock Island 22 TCM Tech Ultra. Another one would be somebody mentioned, or Artec mentioned the Ruger P series, like a P series. I don't know why I want a P series, but I want a P series.
Oh, because they're awesome. They're tanks.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Another one.
Find one of those pretty reasonable, man.
I can't find them anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. Another one is the Hudson H9. I don't know why. I want the original. I don't want the Daniel. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's because I missed out on
a cool ass design. But really, okay.
And then the last one, I see them. There's a local shop that's got 2 of them. I see them pop up all over the place. It's not the original, but the Lipsy's G17 Gen 1.
Okay.
The remake. I don't know why. I've got a Gen 4 17, but for some reason I kind of want the Tupperware Gen 1 Glock for some reason.
Wes out there beat me to my private comment.
Yeah, exactly. And you can find them for decent prices.
They're in the 300
range. Considering it's Wanamaker and all that, it's
they're sub $400 for sure. Yeah.
Well, I've had chances to get them. They got traded in at the gun shop all the time. I just every time I went to go buy it, I would never
pull the trigger. No.
Well, we had to wait 30 days so we could get them at the cost or whatever we wanted when we were at the gun shop. So they had to sit there for 30 days. And every time one would come in, they'd never sit there. They'd be gone. I was lucky to even get Clover like this. You don't give a crap. I got a Police Service 6 because I handled the Security 6. I really like the Security 6, and AIM Surplus got a bunch of Police Service 6s in, and I called the guys down there. I'm like, hold me one. I'll be right there. And went down there and picked one up because every time I saw one, because when you look up best revolvers, everyone's like, oh, the Security 6, the Security 6, the Security 6. Every time one would come in, they'd be gone within like an hour of them being put in the case.
Yeah. What did that run you? Do you remember at the time?
The Service 6, I think it was like $4.
Is that good? I don't know.
It was decent for what they normally like. They hold their value. They're normally like anywhere between $4 to $6 every year.
Right.
So
Clove West says that AIM has trade-in Glock 19s for $399, but he's not sure about shipping. So there you go.
Yeah, it's going to be plus shipping, and they're going to want tax too. And yeah,
unless you call and say I'm Clover Tech, bitch.
I could try that.
People have
try that. But yeah, when I say 400 is my ceiling, I mean 400 is my ceiling. So.
Yeah, I get it. For me, there's several out there. Obviously, we're talking about early the 226 Legion. I think that'd be phenomenal. One of my favorite handguns in the world. It's kind of like, well, it's not like Clover because I don't think the Glock 19 is one of his favorite handguns in the world. He's wanted one. But one of my favorite handguns in the world that I don't have, and I had an opportunity a month or so ago to get one, and I didn't pull a trigger for a phenomenal price. But maybe one day down the road is an HK VP9. There's something about that gun that I love. The VP9, and I had a chance to get one for $500 about a month or two ago, and I didn't pull the trigger. But yeah, I love that gun. There's several. We're talking ARs. An AR that I would love to have one day just for sentimental value. I would love to actually have a Colt AR. Because we ran Colt M16A2s in the Marine Corps. Just having a Colt AR one day, I think would be kind of cool to have, just to kind of have that side of things. That'd be kind of cool. I've been very blessed. Most of the guns that I want, I've just been able to get over the time, and but there's a lot of stuff that I'd like to get. But yeah, 226 VP9, a Colt AR. There's some cool ass stuff out there that I'd love to have, but those are the ones that come to mind, right? Let's talk a little bit about some of the modern guns, stuff that's come out in the last couple of years, or that we know is getting ready to come out. Is there anything that you have shot or you want to shoot that excites you about something you don't have, that you guys want to get? We'll start with Clover on this one. Anything that's out there in the last year or two or whatever that you haven't had an opportunity to get, that you would really like to say, man, I really want that thing?
No. I mean, you talking about buy or shoot? What are we talking about?
To buy, yeah.
Oh, I don't get, you know me, I'm not that type person. So my answer always on that will be no, because I'm an opportunistic buyer. I don't buy because
I'm just saying. But is there any gun? Maybe not buy or whatever, but is there anything out there that you shot at range days or something that you would say, man, I'd love to have that gun, whether they send it to you or whatever? Yeah, whatever.
Man, that Diamondback revolver, that Diamondback revolver. I mean, from shot this year. Like I really
shot,
really dug on that, and they're, just revolvers are tough to build and takes time and resources and everything else, and that they're just really behind on those. So they're just not cranking out very many of them, unfortunately. But that one comes to mind as far as I definitely would like to have one of those.
Yeah. Ginger, what about you? Anything new that you'd like to say, man, I gotta get one of those? There's something about that gun,
The Lionheart. What the model?
The Vulcan.
Yeah, the Vulcan.
Yeah,
that one. The Kimber double stack. That's kind of like the Wilson Combat. I can't remember, KS9, I want to say, or K9S or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then this will never happen. Or also the Platypus, and the other one that will never happen is the Largo, the alien. That thing, we shot it at TriggerCon, and that thing's nuts.
Interesting.
Also, I put something in the private chat for you.
I saw for me. Is that for Clover?
That was for you. You said you wanted a VP9.
Oh, okay. I haven't looked at the open the link up yet, so I'll look at that.
That's for you.
Artex says in the guard, his M16A2 is an FN. Kyle, did you guys have Colt? What were your A2s? They Colt?
They were Colt.
Okay, yeah. We didn't have the money to spend on FN A2s, I guess.
You know what? I just realized something. I misspoke earlier when we were talking about the G19.
Okay.
Because it's another one on my list is the G26. G26 is the Black Widow. I wasn't going to correct you, but yeah, the 26 is what the Black Widow made. But you've always been a big fan of the 26. But I meant G26 is what I. Now don't get me wrong.
You still want a G19, yeah.
Yeah. I got confused there.
Yeah, but no, you've been a fan of the 26 for a while.
Either one at 400 or less, I'd be in.
Yeah, sure. I think there's a better chance of you finding a 19 for less than 400 than it is a 26. Let's be honest.
Probably so. Yeah.
Yeah. Scott says, were the A2 full auto or burst? Ours are 3-round burst, which I like. I like shooting full auto. I don't like it in that scenario in a war, in a gunfight war scenario. I'm not a full auto guy. Full auto for me is suppressive fire. 3-round burst, you can control, manage it. I like the 3-round burst more than full auto, but yeah, our A2s were 3-round burst. Did you guys have the fun switch, or were they 3-round bursts also, Kyle?
We were 3-round.
Okay, yep. Were you still A2s, or were y'all M4s at that point?
We were A4s at the beginning of my career. And
A4s, oh, okay.
Started transitioning to M4s slightly right after I hit the fleet. Like,
did you go through boot with A4s or A2s?
A4, yep.
A4s. Okay, so you never really got a chance. I mean, the true A2. You never really shot the true A2 in the Marines.
The A2 is what we used in boot camp, but the A4 was the service rifle. Like,
gotcha.
How in boot camp you get all the
absolutely. Yeah.
So we still had the plastic hand guards, not the quad rails and all that. But
yeah, and then you transition to the M4. Real quick, this sounds which one do you prefer? If you had to choose one.
Well, I mean, Ghost, I think you know me by now.
I think I do too, but
the M4, but the A4 over the A2 any day, just because quad rail, dude.
Hashtag team quad rail. You throw a quad rail, it just makes me happy. You know? I think we might be two of the last survivors that are team quad rail. So I don't know. That's what it is. Yeah. Kyle, bring you in. Anything that's kind of come in the last couple of years that you've been able to see it? Well, you do a lot of range days and all that. And this is Kyle speaking, not Kyle from Anderson. This is Kyle speaking. Anything that you've seen at range days and all, you say, man, that's a pretty badass thing right there, you know?
This is pretty frugal, but it's something that I'm definitely gonna get my hands on.
Yeet cannon.
How'd you know, Ghost? Damn, and I've never shot this, but I think I either seen Clover's video or your video on it. The Dark Mountain stowaway rifle or pistol.
Yeah. When we've shot them, I don't have one, but we've shot them. They're cool as hell.
Yeah, I love the idea. I love the concept behind it. Like that. That's pretty cool. I want to get one.
The braced pistol version is the best.
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
That braced pistol version is. I mean, if you're going to go for the smallest package, because that's the point, right? With it,
100%. Yeah.
Stowaway, it's to tear down and to go in literally a fanny pack almost. I mean, just amazing.
Oh, it is. It's when you see it, you don't believe it. Like until you do it yourself, you're like, there's no way. And you're like, my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it does take once or twice, a couple times to kind of get the manual of arms to open it and all of that. But once you get it, it's easy. But then you start.
No, you're talking about the pivot, and he's talking about the stowaway.
Oh, I'm talking pivot. Oh yeah, I'm talking. And I haven't shot the stowaway. I've only shot the pivot. So yeah, I haven't shot that. I thought he meant the pivot. You're right. I wasn't even thinking about the stowaway.
You started talking manual of arms. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's
no. I'm thinking the pivot. Pivot. Yeah, no.
Pivot.
I'll let you talk about that then because I don't know.
Oh, I just did. Yeah.
Go
Go with the brace pistol version. Basically, it'll tear down into 3 pieces and fit in a fanny pack. You know,
pretty badass.
Yeah.
With
room for your suppressor. That's what you want to do.
Well, this is true too. Chris, what about you? Anything out there that you sit there and say, man, I'm gonna get me one. I gotta have one of those.
Yep, you and I talked about it on the phone the other day. SDS Imports Mac 5. I got to get one of those.
I agree. I agree. Yep. I agree. I forgot about that bitch. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, those are. If you're an MP5 guy like I am, yeah, awesome. Let's talk old school guns.
It's cool.
Like classic guns.
Hell yeah.
Any classic guns? Obviously, if you had the money, because some of these are going to go for shitloads of money, but just in general, and I'm not talking about the $30,000 guns, but the classic old guns out there that you can still, that aren't crazy expensive. Anything out there that you would love to have that you sit there and say, man, you know what? I'd love to have like an original FN high power or, something like that, Anything like that? Just kind of walk through the room. Go ahead. If you got one, throw it out there, guys.
1874 Sharps.
1874 Sharps.
Quigley gun.
Yeah, that's probably on everybody's list if you ask them, right? Like, it may not be the first on their list, but if you say, "Oh shit, yeah, I gotta have me Quigley's gun,"
tell them what it is, and they'll say, "Yeah." But
because I wouldn't know what the 18 you said, and they said Quigley. Oh well, hell yeah, everybody wants a Quigley gun.
Yeah, followed really quickly by probably a Cimarron reproduction because I've read way too much about the originals being kind of janky.
Really?
The Colt Lightning revolver.
The Colt Lightning. I gotta look that up.
The Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Pearl Grip. Hell yeah.
But I would prefer a shooter. I'd prefer like a Cimarron reproduction or something. Because like I said, the originals were known to be janky even when they were new. So obviously an original gun that old, you're probably not going to be able to shoot it much and enjoy it.
Yeah, we don't have to be like the originals, but we're talking old classic design guns that from back in the day.
Yeah,
and honestly, I think you're right. The reproductions and all that are probably the way to go. Modern technology, but keeping the old design, right?
Yeah, and I'm thinking going, same way with the Sharps. I'd rather have a modern, shooter, reproduction shooter type thing.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I'll take an original. Don't get me wrong, but if somebody's going to give me one, but
yeah. Ginger, you were getting ready to say something.
Yeah, I've got 3 on my list. Colt 1903 pocket hammerless.
Okay.
The Savage 1907, the original micro compact, if you want to call it that, which is 10 rounds of 32.
Sure.
And the Hakim.
What is that?
Is the first direct gas impingement rifle.
Like you spelled like Hakeem Olajuwon, Hakeem.
I think so.
It's
I had a chance.
I-M. Okay, Hakeem. It's a rifle.
Yeah.
Swedish. Swedish. Okay, interesting.
They were Swedish and Egyptian, and I had a chance to get one. A shop had one for like $600 when I was poor and in college, and I just didn't have the cash to get one.
I think it
was originally designed by a Swede for the Swedish Army, but the design was sold to Egypt and then produced for about 10 years or so.
Yeah, 8mm Mauser, direct gas impingement.
Huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know this thing existed. That's kind of cool.
It's kind of like a Garand.
It looks like a Garand, yeah. But honestly, better looking than a Garand. Let's just be honest.
Version. I think when I see that, I think like, and it's weird, but I almost think like French Foreign Legion or something. When I see the Hakeems.
Yeah, it's got better lines than a Garand.
I think so too. Yeah,
personally, it's such a pretty rifle. I didn't even know this thing existed. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it probably has to do because of that box mag. Plus, it's got it's a little different in the wrist of the stock than a Garand too. Like a Garand, the stock is kind of bulky on a Garand.
Yeah,
that's what it's more streamlined.
Only 70,000 were made, and most of them were for military and police over in Egypt. So that's kind of interesting. A shortened carbine version of this rifle called the Rashid was manufactured in limited numbers in Egypt using the 7.62x39 cartridge. That's interesting. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's the wiki. That's the wiki file on it. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna go see if there's any Rashids on Broker.
Yeah. Chris, Kyle, anything that's old school designs that like, oh man, that thing's just badass,
I got 2.
They're not that bad.
Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead.
I got 2 on my list that one I can go get down an AIM surplus, but I want to get a 1906 Luger.
Okay.
Yep. And I want to get at some point I got to get a Garand. I don't have one yet. I got to get one.
I'm the same way.
Gotta just bite the bullet, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
It's not going to go down. I was a couple of years ago. They were going one for like 1,200, and I was like, man, I can get them for 800 somewhere.
Yeah.
And 1,200 is cheap
Yeah.
now, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's going to happen every year. You're going to kick yourself in the ass. So if you've got the money, whatever they're going for right now, if you've got the money right now, buy it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because next year you'll thank yourself. You ain't going to lose money on it.
Somebody's got them for 1,200 right now. I want to say it's Royal Tiger.
Ah,
I know.
I don't trust. Just saying.
No, I get it. Faxon made an announcement the other day too. They're making barrels for CMP so they can get more of them out.
Yeah, no, I get it. Kyle, what were you gonna say?
Mine's gonna be the Grand too. But one thing I forgot to mention too, and I can't believe it because this has been on my bucket list for a long time, is Springfield's M1A SOCOM. I want to pick that son of a gun up.
Oh yeah,
that's not an old one. That's just one I forgot to say when I was
basically M14.
It's
basically yeah.
I would also take the Norinco version.
That's the one that came out like last year that we were all excited about, right?
I think they've been out for a few years now. I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, this is the one because they had like the polymer look, and then they had like the wood. I mean, it's probably synthetic, but it had the wood grain. That wood one is that's definitely something that'd be fun as hell to shoot. You're right. Yeah.
By the way, Rashid's looking on Broker.
That's the carbine length, right?
Actually, the 7.6239 actually surprised me. Most of them, I looked at completed auctions, somewhere in the $1,500-$1,600 range. I'm kind of surprised they're that cheap.
How much was it?
$1,500-$1,600 range.
Oh yeah, I definitely thought it was well over two.
And we're not talking beaters either. We're talking really good looking rifles. So
yeah, I would have definitely thought 2,000, 2,500 for that easily.
Yeah, I would have thought $2,000 easily. Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. For me, there's three that come to mind. Obviously the Grand. That's something that I 3 or 4 years ago when we were at Wanamaker, I should have pulled the trigger then, but I didn't. Thinking, prices will come down, and they never.
Did you see some for under $1,000 even back then?
Yeah, there was one for I saw one for 800, but it was really beat up, and it was in bad shape. But most of the ones that looked like they would still be able to fire were about $1,100 to $1,200, and I was like, you know what, prices are going to come back down after the cough. They'll get down to about 800 for decent ones, and they never did. And I should have known that. Now it's 15, 16 to get a decent one. So it's what it is. Yeah. One day, another one I'd like to get would be, I've always loved the Henry Golden Boys. I think to get a Henry Golden Boy, would be a good one to have. It doesn't have to be the old 44s, whatever. It just, just even a model one. I've something about the Henrys. I just love the Henry look. It's just they're beautiful. And then sounds weird, but I love to get an old school like PPK, like a 32 ACP like PPK, not one of like the modern ones, but like the old OG ones, the OG PPK. I think that'd be kind of cool as hell to have. Being a Walther fan, plus it's James Bond gun. I mean, there's all sorts of reasons why. But I loved it. I don't know if I want the 25. I mean, would I take a 25? Yeah, that's all I could find. I'd take the 25. But if I could find me a 32, like OG PPK, I'm down for that. That'd be kind of cool to have. And all that. But yeah. Faux shizzle. Look over my notes. Look at the thing. I think those are all the questions that I haven't kind of worked out perfectly.
Need a revolver eventually is what you need.
Well, that's true. I do need a revolver, and every year
got a lever gun. Got a lever gun.
I've got a lever gun. I every year the last 2 or 3 years I said this will be the year of the revolver, and I haven't done that yet. So 2025, man. I turn 50 next year, so maybe it's time for me to get the old man revolver. Right?
There you go.
May have to do that. Yeah, I do keep saying I need a revolver, but all right. So here it is, Clover. Range day on Monday. You have a mission is to get me to shoot several revolvers to see which ones I like out there at range day.
Well, I shouldn't have a problem getting you back over to the shotguns. You see how much fun that
was. No, we're gonna have fun with the shotguns. we're gonna do that faux show.
Right.
And I think this we talked about it last year. I think this year we need to do like a little fun competition between all of us.
Yeah.
Get Chris over there, Snom and OB and everyone. Ginger, if you're at range day, just get we all get maybe like 5 clays or something, and let's just have a fun little friendly competition, if you will. So G23 said he sent me 3 texts. He sure did. Man, that's sexy. He sure did send me 3 pictures. Wow. I might have to like email these to myself, and then we can share them next week for sure. But yeah, so yeah, definitely gotta get a revolver. Definitely gotta do that. Definitely gotta get
not a whole lot at range days, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I could go walk around, shot them, look at them, but I want to shoot them before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
I'd like to shoot them before.
I mean, if Smith and Wesson shows, or if they're there, and I don't know who's on the list, but they haven't been there the last couple of years.
Does Taurus? Do they usually bring some of their revolvers to range day?
Oh yeah, Taurus has theirs. That's right.
And I know a lot of people.
Why do I forget about Taurus for some reason?
A lot of people say that Taurus revolvers are pretty solid revolvers, maybe to start with. So that might be something I look at.
Depends on the revolver. I wouldn't go anything other than probably one of the Hunters or something like that. But
yeah,
then what? Smith and Wesson.
What about Ruger? How about Ruger? How are their revolvers? Any good?
Yeah, Rugers are solid. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was
I don't
that?
know that you.
What was
I don't
that
know.
One that
You're going to be picky.
It was like that night.
It's a Night Guard. Smith and Wesson Night Guard.
What brand was that? Was that Smith
and Wesson?
Okay, yeah. Night Guard. Okay, all right. That's a sexy little revolver for me.
Yes, it's also like a $1,200 revolver, but
well, fuck it. Probably won't get it then.
They had the Korths at TriggerCon. Holy shit!
How much?
A Korth starts at like what, Don? $4,000.
Oh yeah, easily $4,000 for a Korth.
Yeah, so starts at that. But
I knew they were expensive. That's why I was asking you how much.
Amazing.
But yeah,
they're amazing.
I will say that I've seen a lot of Korth stuff, and they are pretty.
They're beautiful.
They do a great job with them.
They shoot great. The cylinder release on a Korth is very cool because it's right there by the hammer. It's a little lever thing by the hammer, which is cool.
Smith and Wesson Model 28.
I think the revolver that screams Ghost is probably a Chiappa Rhino. It just screams you.
Oh, the Chiappa Rhinos are sweet.
Yeah,
that's true. This is true.
The other revolver, I forgot to mention this. The other gun that came out this year that I shot at range today that I thought I wanted to buy was that
the Rhino. That's a pretty sweet gun, actually.
What was it? Cool. The Heritage Roscoe. I thought that looked really good.
Heritage.
Did you get a chance to look at those, Clover?
Mm-hmm.
Roscoe.
Yeah, I've checked out the Heritage stuff. I don't know. I have been in a version. Heritage just went from the cheap, fun plink to let's do some really cool stuff, but at really expensive, like Henry level prices. And I'm like, I'm out.
That's fair. Let's bring Kyle in real quick. Anderson, I know you guys are busy.
Not making the Pony Express, apparently.
Not making the Pony Express, apparently, or the Man of War, or the Thoroughbred, or whatever. But you're making a lot of badass rifles right now to catch up for demand, and it's great that you guys are doing that. First off, go check them out on all their social media. If you go to their website, want to buy something, use code GHOST, discount code GHOST to save your ass some money. We don't get a penny of it. It's just something that Kyle does for all. Chris and Clover and John, they have their own code. They can plug those here in a second, but I want to go ahead and plug mine. It just gets you a little discount at the shopping cart. So yeah, anyways, Kyle, I know Thanksgiving's coming up and all of that. what's going on over the next, Black Friday, the whole holiday season? You guys gonna be doing anything crazy?
So, kind of the intention behind us pushing all these rifles out is to get to Black Friday and support our dealers out there.
The Black Rifle Friday, yeah.
Yeah. So, if you guys are out and about Black Friday, be on the lookout for the Andersons at your local gun store, and help support. So,
absolutely.
Other than that, guys, I hate to say it, it's boring as hell, but all I got is we're building a F ton of rifles right now.
You are like, you told me a number when we were in the back green room just today, what you guys did. And I was like, holy shit, just that number, like in one day, was astounding. So
yeah,
that's crazy to me. That's crazy.
But other than that, we're getting amped up, excited for SHOT Show.
Yeah.
Got our Christmas party coming up here internally. So a lot of cool things going on in here at Anderson, just kind of getting ready for the holidays and ready for what's beyond the holidays.
Absolutely. I'm sorry my Chargers beat Bengals ass. Just throwing it out there. I apologize, but just throwing it out there.
Yeah, it's been a rough season for the
It's been a rough season.
Our quarterback and our receiver are having record years. Like
they're having record years, but you can't seem to stop an 8th grade junior high team.
Yeah, it's sad. I feel bad for Trey Hendrickson. He's like the star of the defense, and then it's a steep hill from there.
Yeah, you got nobody else. Yeah, man. Brutal. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for you for always being a friend and a brother. Thanks, Anderson, guys. Go check them out. Faux Show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, always, bro. Always. We'll do our Thanksgiving show next week. We'll do one Tuesday, and we'll kind of go to what we're thankful for. But I'm thankful for everyone on this panel and everyone out there in the chat and all that. But we'll go have our sob stories next week. But Kyle, you know that I'm thankful for you in many, 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 many ways. So I appreciate you always being there. Chris, what about you? What you got going on? I know between YouTube and multiple businesses running out in the real world, you're a busy, busy man. But what can people expect seeing down the line from you?
No, we got a lot of gun reviews that are going to be coming up here.
So. You got at least 3 that we know of.
Yeah. The stuff I'm excited for that'll be coming out here soon was the AK project. Hoping to have it all put back together this weekend. I just dropped a video today on the Streamlight TLR7 HLX.
I haven't watched it yet, but I saw the notifications.
So yeah, it's going to be a lot of content coming out leading up to SHOT Show. So yeah. Appreciate you having me on. This was a fun chat.
Always. Yeah. I kind of like doing this because we get to talk about a lot of stuff and guns that normally wouldn't pop up, right? Because who's going to talk about a 226 or all the guns from 5, 6, 10 years ago because people have forgotten about them now. And yeah, it all started with a phone call with Clover today and said, I get to pull a 92 out and we should do a show about that. So yeah, appreciate you coming on as well. Let's say hi to Christian for us. Hope he's doing well and all that. And we'll see you in less than 2 months, baby. Clove, yes, they do. And if not, we can find one. We know where some shady parking lots are. Faux shizzle.
You guys got any weed?
You guys got any weed? We're like, what? Just straight up pulled up on us. We're like, no. Ginger, let's talk a little GOA for a couple minutes if you want. 2A Tuesday with the GOA, and then obviously what's coming down the line over at Fully Loaded Reviews as well.
So yeah, GOA, we've got like I said before, we won the election. We got to keep pushing pressure on these. We seem to be getting a good cabinet put together, so let's just keep putting pressure on the 2A. To our senators and congressmen who won. Like I said before, we've got 1 year. 1 year is all we got. If you think about it, everyone says 2.
At maximum 18 months, but I would say 12 months is legitimate. Yeah.
Yeah. So keep putting pressure on your senator and congressmen. We'll keep you posted on the Beretta saga and see how that impacts other importers as it comes along. I'm waiting to hear back from Chase and Adam. And
He
a
might
bunch of
jump
other
in
people.
the after chat. You never know. I know they were out
You
to
never
dinner
know.
tonight, but we'll see.
So that's also a thing we have to be concerned about 922R and the Gun Control Act, the GCA, and work on that. So that's what's going on at GOA. We got SHOT Show coming up. I'm setting up all my wonderful meetings. I somehow pulled off getting a meeting with Glock in the Glock booth. So don't know how I did that, but I'm going to be important this year, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Well, it's not because who you are. It's because you're wearing a GOA hat, probably.
Well, that probably has a lot to do with it. 90% of that.
I love you, buddy, but let's just be truthful.
Yeah. I've got Kyle coming for breakfast the one day or whatever. We're going to have an early meeting. So, yeah.
You're gonna be bagel buddies.
Yeah, we
rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, Kyle, bring the
rotisserie
chicken.
Hell yeah!
I'll bring.
I'm gonna have to bring Kyle a rotisserie chicken one day to his booth and just have Jeremy going, "What the fuck?"
Oh, I'll take my shirt off and just start eating right there.
Don't you lie to me?
And that's how Kyle got kicked out of SHOT Show. On that note, for FLR, I've got the Monolith in for. We've got a bunch of guns that we filmed. I was supposed to release a video tomorrow, but that launch date got pushed back till December 3rd. So we've got another video coming up. We've got a couple products that are coming out for launch. I've got the Monolith that we just filmed, the T-Sauce double stack we just filmed. I got the Grand Power, the PSA dagger, micro dagger, and one thing I forgot that I picked up over the weekend because it was on super Black Friday sale is the GeForce Arms Rapture. I'm gonna see how that thing runs.
Yeah. Nice.
So Glock 26 compatible, kind of interesting gun. We'll see how that runs.
Clover, that might be something you need to look at.
Yeah.
I want the 26 for the.
You want an actual 26?
Movie tie. So
yeah. It does not take 26 mags. It takes.
He's got a little thing for. I guess he's got a little thing for. What's her name?
Who doesn't? Come on, let's be honest. Right. ScarJo.
No, ScarJo. Yeah.
Yeah.
How Colin Jost get that? By the way, he must be a funny motherfucker, boy. Yeah.
But yeah.
Go ahead.
Got that. We've got that coming up, that GeForce. So it doesn't take Glock mags, but it takes its own proprietary mag, but it's Glock 26 compatible on the top. Yeah, it's so weird. 0 degree, 4 degree, and 6 degree grip angle that you can change. So we're looking forward to trying that out. We just picked that up. And yeah. And on another note, Kyle, I'm sorry about your Bengals. Just remember you still get to play the Clowns one more time. I guess that's
true. You're guaranteed at least one win.
Yeah, you get to play the Short Bus Kids one more time
because they got Jameis running it now, and that's a guaranteed win.
Yeah, he's gonna eat that W.
I like Jameis.
I like him, but I don't trust him. I think he's probably one of he's a guy you definitely want in your locker room. I think he's one of the best leaders of any football player. He's a guy that you want on your football team, just not as a starting quarterback. No offense.
I say we just tank it, get a good draft pick.
I think that's what my Cowboys are going to do at this point. They got no reason not to.
They're not looking too good either, bro.
It's terrible. It's bad, bro.
It's all right, No,
Clover. Fuck you. I'm out.
Yeah.
Don't talk bad about the Cowboys in front of Clover.
Yeah. Just you'll get Shedeur. You'll get Shedeur Sanders. I don't know why you'd get Shedeur Sanders, but
no, we'll take what's his name, the receiver they got, Travis Hunter.
Oh, Travis Hunter's. Oh, that kid's a beast.
Because we need a cornerback anyway, and if he could play receiver too, like, come on.
Are you going to pay Chase? That's the bigger question.
We have no choice. We literally have.
You can't let him go. You cannot.
We could have got a discount if we would have paid him over the summer, but now
he's going to make you pay. But yeah, you got to sign him.
He's proven he's the best receiver in the world. So.
Clover's internet just died.
Yeah, T. Higgins is probably not going to have. We're not going to have cap space for that. I don't think, but I'm not Mike Brown, so we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm used to it, guys. I'm a Bengals fan. I've been my whole life, so I've been on this roller coaster. I'm just sitting here like, yeah. So.
Sorry,
No,
buddy.
I get it. I get it.
Thank
I
you for
mean,
the
I grew up. I mean, obviously, still am diehard Cowboys. Became a big Chargers fan when I was stationed at Pendleton, and have been a Chargers
Chargers
fan
look
ever
good.
since. They look better. I was a little skeptical on the Harbaugh decision, but I think he and Herbert, I think they might be a pretty damn good fit together. So he's doing something out there.
They've got that attitude.
Luckily, it's a pretty shitty. Aside from the Chief, it's a pretty shitty division. So it's like, okay, you know, the Raiders, and I mean, it's what it is. But yeah, they look good. The defense, Chargers defense, might be the best defense in the NFL. And
Statistically, they are. I think
statistically they are, but I mean, they look the part too. Like they look the part. But yeah, I'm thinking that they have a chance this year. Maybe not to go all the way, but I think they've got a chance to make a pretty deep run. Maybe AFC Championship. You never know. With Herbert, man, I tell you what, that kid's a stud. That kid's
AFC
a stud.
Championship. That'd be something, man.
It depends on the bracket, right? Who gets who gets where, but yeah, Clover is back. Yeah,
he's still having issues.
He's still having issues. Clover, can you hear us at all? I know we're pretty chopped up. He's going to drop out, so he'll probably jump in the after chat. For us, yeah, we've got a video coming. I'm going to put one of the Gideon optics on the lever action with a light. So we're going to hit a video with the lever. We've got another video with the SAR SOCOM compact. Love that gun. We've got two new guns coming in. We've got the Brat, which is a kind of like if you want to call it like a snub nose 2011 from
That's
EAA. Cool. It's going to be pretty cool. And then we also have the Regard X that, I mean, they're here. I just got to pick them up at the gun shop, which is the 92, the X version and all that. So looking forward to those. So those will be coming pretty quickly down the line, and can't wait for SHOT. We're, basically at this point, we're 2 months out. I think to the day almost. I think if I remember looking at the calendar, Range Day is going to be on Inauguration Day, isn't it? I think it's going to be Inauguration Day.
Yeah, don't remind me because I have to figure out what to do with Eric and all the team coming in.
Why?
Because Inauguration Day is Monday, and they're also supposed to be at the Gundies, so they have to figure out how to rebook all their flights because they booked it and then realized it was Inauguration Day. Oh,
are they gonna go to some of the inauguration stuff?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Interesting. We can talk off air. And they got to be there for the Gundies. I mean, no offense. Inauguration, Gundies, just saying. So whatever. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. Next week we will probably be doing a show next Tuesday for Thanksgiving. May not have a lot of people, but we're still going to do a show for those of you that are at home that aren't traveling quite yet and you want to have some fun. We'll do a little Thanksgiving show next week. But thank you to everyone out there for always being out there, and we appreciate you. Thank you to Kyle. Go check out Anderson Manufacturing. Great friends of the channel, great company, great friends personally. Go check out Chris from the 740. Go check out the Gun Owners of America, obviously, and Fully Loaded Reviews. Don't go check out Clover Tack. Don't go check him out. No, go check out Clover and all that. Thank you guys for coming. As always, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And thank you for everyone out there. That's always why you continue to come and hang out with us on a weekly basis. I have no idea, but it means a great deal. We're going to get all the sob shit out of the way next week. But thank you guys for always coming. Get to the range. Be more proficient with your firearms. Enjoy your freedoms of being an American, one of which is to keep and bear arms. We'll see you next week. Semper Fi.